Alright, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video, and today I just want to sit down and talk about what games that are coming out this year in 2025 are games that I want to check out and that I want to play. Super simple, super easy topic. We're just going to sit down, talk about some upcoming games. Hopefully going to make this one a whole lot shorter than the Game of the Year video. I don't want to, do those types of videos, those longer videos. I do want to do the shorter videos, even though I think this video is still going to be pretty long. So we're talking about over 20 games today, but without any kind of further hesitation or anything like that, let's just dive right in to the games that I want to play in 2025. First game I want to talk about is Avowed. This one is coming to us on February 18th. It's launching day one in the Game Pass. It's coming from Obsidian Entertainment, developers behind Outer Worlds, Fallout New Vegas, Pentiment, which is one of my more underrated, and just go play it. Go play it. But anyways, Avowed is looking really, really good, set in the pillars of Eternity Universe. It's a first-person / third-person RPG, and we already know that's Obsidian's forte. Really excited about this one. Love the art style. It looks really good. I'm just hoping the combat, it looks a little clunky in the gameplay that we've seen so far, but obviously that was early footage. I think that'll get ironed out. Very excited. That's going to be the first new game of the year that I check out unless something else pops up. Avowed is looking really solid. Like I said, dropping February 18th of this year. Day one into Xbox Game Pass. Lost Records Bloom and Rage is also coming to us on February 18th. At least the first part of it. I think they're splitting it up into two different parts. But the second part, I think, drops a month later on March 18th. It looks pretty good. It looks like a Life is Strange type of game where, there's a light-hearted story for the most part. You never know. But there's choices, good stories, good characters. Looking forward to this one. It's not going to be like a day one buy. I'll look at reviews. I'll see what other people are saying about it. But pretty modestly excited. I definitely do want to check this one out if everything turns out well for the game. And I don't know if it'll be a thing where I might play the first half and then the second half, or I might just wait until both parts are out and play them all at once. But I'm not sure. But either way, excited for Lost Records Bloom and Rage coming to us February 18th, March 18th, however you want to call it. Split Fiction coming from Hazelight Studios. This one I am very excited for. Obviously, we just recently saw this for the first time at the Game Awards a couple weeks ago. And I just still can't believe that was even a couple weeks ago. That feels like it just happened. But anyways, Split Fiction looking really good. Obviously, Hazelight, they have a really good track record. 2 for 2 so far. Joseph Fares, he's knocking it out, A Way Out, and then It Takes Two. And this one just looks like bigger and better. The games just get bigger and better, and this one looks to be just the same compared to It Takes Two. Co-op adventure, half sci-fi, half fantasy. Looking really solid, looking really good. This one's probably going to be a day one buy for me unless some crazy thing happens. Coming March 6th. And really excited for this one. This one probably going to be up there. I got to assume it's going to be up there in the top 10, maybe even top 5 for Game of the Year, but obviously way too early to predict that. But Split Fiction, super excited. Next up, dropping the same day on March 6th, the same day as Split Fiction, is Fragpunk. This is a free-to-play first-person shooter. It looks really interesting. It's got like this cool card-based mechanic where the cards can like drastically change how the matches turn out, and the gameplay looks pretty solid. It looks fun. It's free to play, so when you throw in free to play, it's like, you got a pretty decently cool concept, and I don't have to pay anything to try it out. I mean, sign me up. I'm gonna give it a shot. Probably play with some friends just to see how it is. It's looking really good though. We'll see how long it lasts though. Cool concept, but will it last in a pretty heavily competitive market. We'll see. But excited to at least give it a shot and see how it is. Fragpunk dropping March 6th. Atom Fall is next up. This one is coming March 27th, I do believe. And this is coming from Rebellion, developers of Sniper Elite and Zombie Army. You'll notice that I did not have Sniper Elite Resistance on my list, which is dropping sometime in January, because I'm not really into Sniper Elite, and also I'm just tired of them doing the World War II setting with Sniper Elite. They could do other settings, and I think it would work really good. But they're finally doing something different with Atomfall, and this one looks really cool. Again, set in a World War II setting, I do believe. But it's like this open world, post-apocalyptic, Fallout-like, open world game. And excited to try this one out. Coming to Game Pass day one, so I'm going to be there day one to try it out and give it a shot. I'm excited to see this team. There's obviously talent there. And I'm excited to see them do something different instead of doing Sniper Elite and Zombie Army. So I will be there day one to check this game out. Atomfall coming March 27th. Super excited, but also kind of holding back on the excitement about this one. It's Killing Floor 3. Killing Floor, the first game I played a little bit. I did get it not too long ago, just kind of try it out. I haven't played too much of it, but Killing Floor 2, I put a good bit of time into and really enjoyed. I didn't think it was perfect. There are things that can be improved on it, but the gameplay loop is there. And they're finally making a Killing Floor 3, and it's coming sometime in March. It's, from what I've seen, it looks good, but I'm just hoping it doesn't go the wrong direction. It really could if not done right. But if done right, this could be a really fun game that I keep coming back to. I hope. One of the problems I had with Killing Floor 2 was kind of the progression. The class progression I wasn't a huge fan of. Add in like a character level, like a base player level. You can still have those class levels, but I hope they kind of mess with progression a little bit. But either way, Killing Floor 3 coming March of this year, and cautiously excited for it. Now we're getting into the games that we don't have release dates or windows for, but we do know are coming, at least right now. They have been confirmed for 2025. Obviously, games still could get delayed into 2026, but the first game, Battlefield. They are bringing back Battlefield again this year. The last one was 2042 back in 2021, and from what little we've heard about it, it's going back to the Battlefield roots. Classes are back, big explosive maps, vehicles. Hopefully they can nail this, because, man, when Battlefield is good, it is really good. And even 2042, after updates, it was a solid game. Same with Battlefield 5. All these games have bad launches, and then they end up turning into a pretty solid game before they ditch it and go to the next game. Hopefully they can nail Battlefield 2025 out of the gate. My prediction is that it's just going to be called Battlefield. Reboot of the series, call it Battlefield, nail it at launch, and hopefully Battlefield is back this year, coming 2025. Borderlands 4. Borderlands returns in 2025. And with Borderlands, I've been a pretty big fan of it. Not super into the franchise, but I played 2 a good bit. 3 I played a little bit. I never finished it. I played a little bit of 1 also, but I never finished that one. And then you have pre-sequel, which I didn't really play. But Borderlands 2 is a very good game, a fantastic game. So the formula has been shown to work before with Borderlands 2. And even some people, with Borderlands 1 really like that game, or Borderlands 3. So this formula can work. Hopefully the story in this game is a lot better. It's looking a lot of the same. And that's not a bad thing. But, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But you got to try to do some stuff different. Hopefully they do that with this game somehow in some way. But I'm excited for it. I am planning on checking it out whenever it drops this year. Borderlands 4 coming in 2025. This game really has me intrigued right off the bat. It's Clair Obscur Expedition 33. This game, we saw it back at the Xbox Game Showcase back in June last year, and instantly just brought me in with the art style and graphics and the music of that trailer. And then you throw in the fact that it's a turn-based game, which I'm not really into, but I can be won over, and it looked really good. That turn-based combat looked fantastic, and I think that this game could be the surprise of the year. This game, if done right, can be game of the year potentially in a year that's stacked full of games. It's got everything going for it, it feels like. And really excited to check this one out. Coming to Game Pass day one. I will be there to check this game out. Clair Obscur Expedition 33 coming this year. Doom: The Dark Ages. Man, oh man, I am so excited to play this game. id Software. Obviously, they've been doing Doom for a long time. They rebooted the series in 2016, and both the reboot and Eternal are fantastic games, and this one just looks to take it to the next level with a medieval setting. They gave Doom Guy this kind of makeover with a cape, and now all these new weapons that they show off in the trailer look so good, and it's going to feel real good to play a Doom game again in 2025, as if we couldn't get any more stacked with how much there is coming. Throw a Doom game in there, and you have a heck of a year coming in 2025. I mean, there's not really a whole lot to say. This game is going to be so good. Looking forward to it. Doom: The Dark Ages. Maybe to end the trilogy. This one's coming this year. This one shocked and surprised me when I saw it got announced, and this one's a little under the radar. And I love to shout this franchise out. Coffee Talk Tokyo is coming this year. If you've not played Coffee Talk Episode 1 or 2, you definitely should. They're very chill, text-based games where you just kind of sit and chill. You're the bartender, you're the barista in a coffee shop, and these very likable and well-written characters come in, and they just have conversations. And that's really the whole game. It really works, and now the first two games were based on the same story. They're going to a different location in Tokyo with different characters, and they're kind of starting fresh. And it's really exciting because this formula already works. Now do it again with more likable characters, maybe a couple of new features. Who knows? Coffee Talk Tokyo could be a super underrated game this year. Really excited for it. Coming this year. Fable is being rebooted and brought back this year, coming from Playground Games. The studio behind the Forza Horizon games, they're going to take a crack at something a little bit different. Obviously, they have the open world experience, but they don't really have the RPG experience. They're going to take a shot at one of Xbox's most beloved franchises, one that I haven't had a whole lot of experience with. I played a very little bit of Fable 1 last year, and I liked it, but I kind of fell off of it. I do want to get back and finish the trilogy before this game comes out. But I can say that about a lot of games that are coming out this year that I want to finish before that next game in the franchise comes out. But Fable, I'm excited for. Obviously, in a modern setting, like I'm in a modern take on Fable this year. It's been, 10 plus years. I can't remember when the Fable 3 came out, but Fable being rebooted, coming this year from Playground Games. Excited to see what they can do with it, and I'll be there day one whenever it releases this year. FBC Firebreak is coming this year. This one, I remember hearing about them making a multiplayer control game, but now they're actually doing it, and I'm intrigued to see what Remedy can do with a co-op game. I feel like Remedy is somehow an underrated developer. I mean, they just don't really miss. You can say Quantum Break, and I can understand that. I didn't really play that game, but I enjoyed what little I played of it. But, they have Alan Wake in control, and they have this really unique way of telling a story and doing so many crazy things with it. But now they're taking it to a multiplayer game. It's first person, 3-player co-op. I don't really know what to expect, but it's something different from a very talented studio. I'm all in I'm excited to see what they can do with this FBC Firebreak set in the Control universe. 3-player co-op, first person, coming this year. Next up is Ghost of Yotei. Obviously, this is the sequel to Ghost of Tsushima, one that I have not gotten around to playing yet, but hopefully you'll hear me talk about it soon, as I do want to play it and hopefully platinum it this year before this game comes out. I don't know a whole lot about the Ghost franchise, but what I do know is that I'm very intrigued and very excited to play this first game, and then I know there's no way I won't like it, and I know that after I'm done playing Ghost of Tsushima, I will be super excited for Ghost of Yotei. This one's coming this year. Big single-player game coming from PlayStation. Can they deliver? I think they can. This one's looking really, really good. Excited for Ghost of Yotei, coming from Sucker Punch, dropping this year. Here is the big one, the one that everybody's excited about. Even if you're not even a fan of games, you know this exists. You know what this is. Grand Theft Auto 6. Big question. Is this game actually going to release this year? Are we finally going to see a brand new Grand Theft Auto game? My guess, no. I think this game is probably going to get pushed into early spring 2026, but the impact that this game is going to have on everything cannot be understated. This is the biggest game ever. It's going to break the internet, and I'm here for it. Obviously, Rockstar, recently, their track record isn't that great, but when it comes to the games that they put out, they have not missed. Grand Theft Auto, Red Dead Redemption, LA Noire, Bully, you can go on and on. This studio has not missed, and until they do big time, it's hard to believe that they will. Little Nightmares 3 I am very interested in. I have never played Little Nightmares before, but I always have wanted to play the first 2 games. I hope I can get to them before this game drops. This game is coming from Supermassive Games. It's not the same developers as the first 2 games. It's coming from the big-time horror developers, the ones that do the Dark Pictures games, that did Until Dawn, The Quarry. I feel like there's a game in there that I'm missing. But they're taking over this franchise, and the big draw for me is that this game is co-op. So, if you throw anything into co-op, I am going, there's a good chance that I'm going to at least give it a shot. But Little Nightmares 3, no release date yet. It's supposed to come this year. I think it was supposed to come last year, but got delayed into this year. So, pretty confident that it'll come this year, and I'm excited to try out this game. Hopefully I can get around the first 2 games before this one comes out, but if not, then I'll play Little Nightmares 3 for the first time when it drops sometime this year. Mafia: The Old Country, really excited about this one. This is one of my most anticipated games of the year. I have played Mafia 1 and 2 and really enjoyed what I played. I thought they were solid games. Story-wise, very good. Gameplay-wise and the open world, wasn't a huge fan of. Obviously, I think that's a big complaint from a lot of people, is that there's not a whole lot to do. It's a very empty open world, but they were going back to a more linear story with Mafia: The Old Country. The trailer that we saw a couple weeks ago looks very, very solid. The story premise, the setting of the game, all look like they could be top-notch. Question is, will they deliver on that? Hangar 13 is behind this game. Very confident that they'll be able to, and that they're going to be able to deliver one of the best stories of the year. We'll see how the rest of the game turns out, but excited for Mafia: The Old Country coming this year. Mixtape is next up. This is a very interesting looking, I guess, coming of age. It looks like it should be a movie instead of a game, but I like the premise and the concept of it. This comes from the same studio, I think, that did The Artful Escape, which I never got around to checking out. Maybe I will if that's something you guys think I should check out. But Mixtape is looking really solid. This looks like a really fun adventure. Short, sweet. It's going to hopefully tell a story that'll kind of stick with you for a hot minute. And that's all I really want from the game. I don't really want it to do this big, grand thing. I don't think it'll be Game of the Year material or anything like that. But that doesn't mean that I'm not excited for it. And I could be proven wrong. Who knows? But I'm very excited for Mixtape. It looks like my type of game. And excited to check this one out whenever it drops this year, 2025. South of Midnight is next up. This one's coming from Compulsion Games, studio behind We Happy Few. In contrast, I've not gotten to check out either of those games, but this looks really cool. A lot of people 50-50 on the stop motion style in the cutscenes. Some don't like it, some do. I like it. It gives it a very unique flair, and this art style looks really good. It's set in like very rural Louisiana. All the characters kind of have that, accent twang to it, and it looks like they're really going to nail this setting. Now the question is can they nail a story? The gameplay looks pretty solid. It doesn't look like this game is going to be really focused on the gameplay. It really looks like it has a cool, interesting story to tell in a very, very fascinating setting. So, excited to see what Compulsion can do with this game, South of Midnight, coming this year. These next two games I'm going to probably check out, but I'm not like incredibly excited for these games, but they intrigue me enough. Splitgate 2. The first Splitgate was a pretty solid free-to-play game when it came out, and it kind of took the world by storm for at least a minute. Very Halo-like with portals. This next game, the second game, which is very surprising they're even doing a second game, looks to take kind of a different approach to it, but the only reason why I'm even going to check this game out is because it's free to play. I know I'll check it out just because there's no reason not to, and I could have some fun with it. Who knows? Splitgate 2, we'll see how it goes. I could enjoy it for a couple of days, but then drop off of it. I feel like that's what everybody will do with it, but it looks interesting enough. It definitely looks like a different take on the game compared to the first game, so we'll see how it goes. Splitgate 2, free to play, coming this year. Next up is Towerborn. This game's already out in early access right now. You can go get it on Steam, I do believe. But it is supposed to be releasing in full access, full 1.0 launch next year. When I first saw it, it's coming from Stoic Studios, I do believe, and they're behind the Banner Saga games, which I've heard are pretty solid. Never played those, but the art style looks really cool. It's co-op. It's a roguelike. And, it's coming to Game Pass. I don't know if I'd check it out without Game Pass because it looks solid enough, but I don't know if it's really going to hold me. So, we'll see. I'm excited. I want to be proven wrong. I want this game to kind of take over for a minute. We'll see if it does, though. But Towerborn is releasing, hopefully, into full 1.0 launch this year. Last on the list, the last game I want to talk about today is The Outer Worlds 2. This one just got announced a couple of weeks ago at the Game Awards that it was coming in 2025, and that one shocked me. I was surprised. I was like, how is Obsidian releasing Avowed and The Outer Worlds 2 in the same year? Two big RPGs. Well, they're doing it, and I'm so glad that they are. Obsidian is kind of like Xbox's Insomniac, just pushing out games like it's nobody's business. And The Outer Worlds 2, what we saw at the Game Awards, it looks really good. The Outer Worlds is not a game I've gotten around to. I think I played maybe an hour or two of it back when it first came out, but not gotten back to it. I will 100% be playing this game this year, experiencing it and getting ready for the second game. Super excited, super intrigued by what the second game can offer. Outer Worlds 2 coming from Obsidian, coming this year. So that'll be it. That is all the games as of right now. Obviously there could be more games that get announced, more games that get pushed back, but as of right now, these are all the games that I am looking forward to and plan on playing in 2025. Over 20 games, man. It's going to be a stacked year if everything pans out I appreciate you watching the whole way through, and stay tuned for more videos coming. I've thought about maybe doing a ranking every game I played in 2024 video, but I might just leave that behind, and the next video you might see is the first what I've been playing video, where I go over and talk about what I've played in the last week. So we'll see how that ends up going, but I appreciate you watching. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more, and I'll see you later.